Once our natural areas are gone, they're gone for good. My name is Yoriko Kishimoto, and I'm on the board of directors of the Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space District. I'm here to talk to you about why you should vote yes for Measure AA and yes for open space on the June ballot. So what makes the Measure AA so important for this community? Measure AA will protect and conserve natural resources and open spaces in San Mateo and Santa Clara counties, including our unique redwood forests and coastal lands. This is important now and for future generations. The Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space District, commonly known as MidPen, was created by the voters in the 1970s as a government district assigned to preserve, protect, and restore the open lands that form the Bay Area Regional Open Space Greenbelt. Since then, MidPen has played an important role in safeguarding thousands of acres of open land and preserving this region's natural character. It has helped ensure that development and population growth have not interfered with the rolling hillsides, the treasured redwood forests, creeks and streams, pristine coastline, and animal habitats that make this region so unique. Today, the district covers 550 miles and encompasses 17 cities. 2 years ago, we launched a process asking residents what they would like to see from the district in the future. Hundreds of residents participated in a 16-month vision plan project that identified a list of projects ranging from a new welcome center at the Deer Hollow Farm at Rancho San Antonio to increasing access to Windy Hill, completing gaps on the Bay Area Ridge Trail and Bay Trail systems. Thanks to the help of these residents and an advisory committee of 25 community leaders, we selected the 25 funding priorities that will provide the most significant and lasting benefits, including the addition of 200 miles of hiking and biking trails. These projects will open access to thousands of acres of protected lands for all residents, including the elderly and disabled, and preserve an additional 13,000 to 30,000 acres of open space. The projects will preserve the local farms and ranches that sustain our agricultural heritage and conserve some of the most treasured resources on the peninsula, including our redwood forests and the San Mateo coast. The projects will also protect creeks, streams, and the lands around our scarce water supply, which are so critical at times of drought. Measure AA will make these projects a reality by allowing MidPen to issue a $300 million capital improvement bond. For the voters, this translates to a small contribution of up to only $3.18 per year for every $100,000 of assessed value, meaning that the average homeowner would pay up to only $21 a year for an incredible and lasting benefit. By law, all funds collected will be invested locally and cannot be taken away by the state. A citizen oversight committee will ensure that the revenues collected are spent as promised. This measure is as important as it is urgent. Many of the thousands of acres of additional lands MidPen would safeguard are still available for preservations, but there's no telling how long this will last. And it's important that we act now. If voters approve Measure AA, MidPen would be able to immediately begin investing in these lands, protecting threatened wildlife, restoring creeks and streams, saving disappearing redwoods, and of course, safely and sustainably opening these lands for public access and use. It's a rare opportunity when such a small investment can make such a big difference. This is why Measure AA has been endorsed by over 300 local elected and community leaders, including Congresswoman Anna Eshoo, State Senator Jerry Hill, State Assembly Member Rich Gordon, the League of Women Voters Bay Area, Silicon Valley Leadership Group, the San Francisco Chronicle editorial boards, and many others. For a complete list of endorsements and for the list of the projects this measure will make possible, please visit yesforOpenSpace.org. We must pass Measure AA now to help save natural areas that cannot be replaced. Please join me, the Peninsula Open Space Trust, community members, and local leaders and vote yes on Measure AA.
Hello, my name is Mark Hinkle. I'm president of the Silicon Valley Taxpayers Association. The Silicon Valley Taxpayers Association represents taxpayers in San Mateo and Santa Clara counties. Our website is www.svtaxpayers.org, and our phone number is area code 408-279-5000. I'm here today to address a $300 million bond issue that will appear on your ballot for the June 3rd primary. The ballot measure is known as Measure AA, and the $300 million bond measure is for the area known as the Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space Authority. This district spans Santa Cruz, Santa Clara, and San Mateo counties. It is comprised of over 62,000 acres of land in 26 open space preserves. The Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space Authority is asking you to approve $300 million in debt plus interest payments for the life of the bonded indebtedness. That is typically a 25 to 30-year span, depending on when the bonds are sold to investors. Think about this for a moment. This government agency claims it requires $300 million to turn unused pieces of land into unused pieces of land. For billions of years, nature has traditionally performed this service for free. However, our local bureaucrats have found a way to make this freebie mind-blowingly expensive. So where would this money go to then, if not to fulfill the district's mission of, quote, making a preserved system of diverse and unparalleled beauty, end quote, you ask? Answer, and I quote, provide parking areas and, quote, a welcome center. Seriously, that's what this money is to be used for if you read the fine print. It is already illegal for the private sector to buy and develop anything on the Regional Open Space District's property. So the rejection of this proposed bond and its enormous cost will continue to preserve this land for now and into the future. Ironically, if this measure passes, then trees, shrubs, grasslands, and animal habitats will be torn from the ground to make way for construction crews and heavy equipment. Not only will the passage of this bond measure put the region into nearly $500 million in debt, but it also guarantees that wild and indigenous species will be selectively destroyed to make way for the government's contractors and builders. We're talking about years upon years of this type of activity, if this measure passes. The people behind this measure are supposed to be stewards of our green spaces, but now they want to tear them up by hanging out ridiculously expensive, lucrative contracts to heavy construction industry. As I mentioned before, this $300 million bond measure, but like all debt, it has to be repaid with interest. And who gets to pay the interest on this debt? Why, you do. Not only do you get to repay the bondholders $300 million, but you get to pay the interest expense on those bonds. And just what is that expense? It's unknown. Interest rates on bonds sold varies from day to day. When it comes time to sell these bonds, who knows what the interest rates will be? When you buy a car on credit or get a mortgage on a house from a bank, you know what the interest rate will be. The law requires that lenders spell out exactly what interest rates you'll be paying. Not so with this bond measure. By California state law, there is a cap of 12%, but again, no one knows what the interest rate will be when these bond measures are sold. This is just like buying a pig in a poke. Please vote no on Measure AA. Voting no means saving open space from damage done by heavy machines, and it means not having to repay $300 million in bonded indebtedness plus unknown interest charges. The Silicon Valley Taxpayers Association, the Santa Clara County Libertarian Party, and the San Mateo County Libertarian Party all endorse a no vote on Measure AA. Please visit our website at www.svtaxpayers.org. Thank you and take care.